Hi y'all, it's Charlene from the Crafty Art Shack, and we're here today with another challenge video. So I'll tell you about that in just a few minutes, so let's get to the craft desk and get started. Alright, here we go with DIY number 1. Now don't blink or you might miss this one. I'm going to take one of these smaller scatter pieces of foam that's in the shape of a shamrock, and I'm going to glue a safety pin to the back of it. Then after I do that, I'm going to glue the ribbon to it. And the reason why I'm making this is because, you know, I don't know if they still do this in school, but when I was in school, if you didn't have green on, they gave you a pinch. So I'm going to glue this little bow on there, and then we'll have this a little piece of greenery to wear for Shamrock St. Patrick's Day. And we'll see the rest of this at the final reveal. Now today's video is a challenge video. It's called The Pot of Gold. It's hosted by Kate, co-hosted by SunflowerToshaDiys. So if you're interested, contact one of these ladies. Also go check out their channel. They're going to be part of this collaboration or challenge video today. And there's also going to be a playlist in the description box along with these ladies' links. Go check them out because they're doing some awesome crafts and you don't want to miss it. Now on to DIY number 2. Now for this DIY, I took apart one of those little gnomes that was the little girl, and I forgot to put the picture in here. I don't know why I didn't put the picture in, but I took her body completely apart. I took me one of these peg people, and what I'm doing is I'm making my little feet for my little gnome, and I was going to glue it on, then I decided not at this point. And so at this point, I'm going to take one of these little towels that is for St. Patrick's Day with all the clovers on it, and I'm going to cut me out a little square off the back side of it, and this is what I'm going to use to wrap around and make the little body for my gnome. Now after I get the little piece to the size I want it, then I'm going to take and lay it down and wrap it around my little gnome, and I put some hot glue down. And then what I also did is I made little slits in the top part that goes around the little neck, and I'm just gluing the bottom down right now. I'm not worrying about the top. And then once I get around there to the back, then I'll glue all the way up that piece, and then I'll go, and the reason why you put those little slits in is so that it lays around the neck of the gnome like it's supposed to and conforms to the body. Then the next thing I did is I cut the little fringes off the end of one of the braids, and I cut it just above where the little bow was so that because it's tied there. And I'm going to glue it down. Now I started to take more of this and add it to it, but decided against it. So I decided to go ahead and glue it in place. Then I'm going to take a piece of one of those shamrocks out of that scatter pack and cut it down and make his little nose. And then I'm going to take and cut me a piece for the brim of his hat, and I'm going to cut the top of this little gnome's hat off, and see how I'm going to slide that down over this and glue it down. Now I glued his little feet on and I glued his little hat on, and now I'm going to put a band around his hat and glue it in the back. And after that, he's pretty much done, and we'll see the rest of him at the final reveal. Now at this time, we'd like to give a special thanks to our subscribers. We love you bunches, and we really appreciate you subscribing to our channel and helping us out. And here we go with DIY number 3. Now for this DIY, you're going to need one of these little trucks that had the shamrocks on it. And I'm going to take the fenders off, and I'm going to take the rest of that towel that I had, and I am going to trace it out, lay it down flat and trace my little truck out on it. Now after I get it all traced out, I'm going to cut out the little truck, and you want to cut just on the line or inside the line because it's going to be a little bit bigger from where we traced it out. Then the next thing I did is I took that and I glued it all down after I made sure that it was going to fit my piece. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take me 2 of these little leads that have the little slits in them that look like rims, and I'm going to glue them down to the center of, where the wheels go. And then for the center, I'm going to take out of that foam scatter stuff, I took one of the little, what do you call them things? Now, I glued down the gold pieces that were in the foam scatter, and then on top of that, I had some pieces of gold that had the little shamrock on it that I got from the Dollar Tree as well, and I glued that down on top of the piece of gold. The next thing I did is I took and put more of those shamrocks on the back of the truck, and I was trying to be mindful of where everything would sit and where the actual back of the truck would be. I also added in some of those little gold coins that had the shamrocks on them. Then I took me some of these little white flowers and glued them in some of the spaces where the coins, I had room to slide it under the coins, just because I thought it added some character to the back of this little truck. And then after I did that, I took me a piece of paper and I am going to lay it down and press on it over the little pieces of the rim that I put on, and that way I know where to cut the holes for the tires. And what I'm doing is I'm making me some fenders to go on the truck, and I'm going to take my pencil and kind of trace out where I need to cut off. And I'm not going to be making these out of paper, I'm going to be making them out of that fun foam. Now, after I get all the little pieces made that I want for the truck, I'm going to take and glue them down with a glue stick to this fun foam and cut them out. And I also cut out a window for the truck door. And then I'm going to take and cut those and glue them into place. Now, you don't have to take the paper off the back. And I used a glue stick to attach the paper pattern to the back of these. And I'll place them all in place. Then after I got those glued in place, I found a piece of one of the back of the trucks that I was taking apart earlier last year, and I am going to stain that with the Waverly White Wax, or the Waverly Antiquing Wax, and then I'm going to let it dry and I'm going to glue it on the back of the truck. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to doodle all over my truck, even on that foam, and I'm going to glue the back of the rails to the back of the truck, and we will see the rest of this at the final reveal. Okay, you guys, I decided there was one more thing I wanted to add to this. I'm going to go around the top of this and trim it out with some of that jute rope, and then I am on the back going to glue down 2 blocks so that this stands up by itself, and we'll see the rest of this at the final reveal. Now here we go with DIY number 4. Now this one's pretty simple. What I'm going to do is take out some more of my ribbon. I'm going to make a bow for it. Now I'm going to take me one of those chalk markers from the Dollar Tree and write on this, "Kiss Me, I'm Irish," and we will see the rest of this at the final reveal. Now today's video is a challenge video. It's called The Pot of Gold. It's hosted by Kate, co-hosted by SunflowerToshaDiys. So if you're interested, contact one of these ladies. Also go check out their channel. They're going to be part of this collaboration or challenge video today. And there's also going to be a playlist in the description box along with these ladies' links. Go check them out because they're doing some awesome crafts and you don't want to miss it. Now here we go with the final reveal. Alright, y'all, we're back from the craft disc, and didn't this turn out absolutely adorable. It's not the traditional truck that I normally do, but I thought it was cute for St. Patrick's Day. You guys, if you like our content, subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss an episode of the Crafty Art Shack. And we'll see you in the next episode of the Crafty Art Shack. See you later. Bye.
These turn out just adorable. Those little dupes, I think something, I sure do. Alright, y'all, we're back from the craft desk, and look at these. Isn't this absolutely gorgeous for a little tier tray sitter? And I love that rooster, and I love the chicken as well, and I'm sure that my daughter is going to love them too. So, you guys, if you like this content, subscribe. If you're already subscribed, thank you bunches. We love you bunches. And if you like this content, subscribe. Yeah, I said that already. Subscribe. I messed up. Alright, y'all, we're back from the craft desk, and didn't these turn out absolutely gorgeous? I love this one, I love the rooster, and I love the little chicken, and I'm why did I do that? Alright, y'all, give us that big thumbs up, and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you in the next episode. See you later, bye!